Welcome to Monk's Moon Temple. Tonight we will go on a journey to uncover the wisdom of Zen Buddhism through gentle stories and simple teachings. Come in. Sit down. You've carried a question here. It's a heavy one, isn't it? It sits in the chest, this quiet, relentless hum. What is all of this for? We spend our lives translating that question into search terms. The right job. The perfect relationship. The meaningful legacy. We treat purpose like a final destination, a pin on a map we must desperately reach. We exhaust ourselves on the journey, convinced that the answer lies just over the next ridge, in the next achievement, in the next chapter. But what if you've been reading the map upside down? What if purpose isn't a distant city, but the ground beneath your feet? Not a treasure to find, but the very act of looking with clear eyes. Not a symphony you must compose, but the silent listening that hears the music already playing. This is a space of deep seeing. Not more seeking. Not another theory to burden your shoulders. For this time together, we are not adding anything. We are remembering. Listening. Unlearning the frantic search to hear the hum of your own true note. Because purpose isn't a prize at the end. It's the song your life is already singing. You'll hear it only when you stop trying to shout over it with plans and doubts. Our guides will be ancient stories. Parables from the deep wells of Zen and Buddhist wisdom. These aren't puzzles to solve, but mirrors to gaze into. They don't give you answers. They dissolve the questioner. So, let your questing mind soften. Feel your breath. Here. In this body. In this life. The question is alive. Let's meet it not with fear, but with a curious, open heart. If this resonance speaks to you, consider subscribing. It's a simple way to keep this temple with you, to return whenever you need to remember how to listen. Now, let's begin the deep listening. Part 1, The Boat and the Ocean, Removing the Illusion of Separation. A man spent his entire life polishing a single pearl. He had been told it was the pearl of purpose, and that if he could make it shine perfectly, he would understand why he was born. He built a small boat, and on calm days, he would row to the center of a vast, still lake. There, under the open sky, he would rub the pearl with a soft cloth, examining it for flaws. Years passed. The pearl was smooth, but his heart grew heavy. The reflection in the lake showed a man aging, alone, with a shiny object. One evening, a storm gathered. His small boat was tossed violently. In his terror, he clutched the pearl to his chest. A great wave overturned the boat, and he was plunged into the dark, cold depths. As he sank, his hand opened. The pearl slipped from his grasp and disappeared into the blackness below. In that moment of ultimate loss, a strange calm washed over him. He stopped struggling. He felt the water holding him, moving him. He was not in the water, he was part of the water. He was not a man who had lost a pearl in an ocean, he was the ocean experiencing itself as a man. He floated, buoyed by a current he did not control, and washed ashore miles away. The next morning, he sat on the sand, empty-handed. He looked at the endless horizon where water met sky. For the first time, he felt no lack. The pearl was gone, but the ocean remained. His purpose was never about the pearl. It was about being the ocean's wetness, the current's movement, the vastness itself. He had mistaken a single drop for the sea. We are like that man. We believe our purpose is a specific, shiny object we must find, polish, and protect, the perfect career, the ideal relationship, the legacy. We ask, what is my purpose, as if we are separate from the boundless, intelligent life that expresses itself as us. You are not a tiny boat on the ocean of existence. You are a temporary wave on that ocean. Your purpose is not a separate jewel you possess. Your purpose is to be the wet, shining, moving expression of the whole. When you feel lost, disconnected from meaning, remember, you cannot be separate from what you truly are. The search for a separate purpose is the boatman looking for the ocean while floating on its surface. Let go of the pearl. Feel the water. You are not on a journey to find purpose. You are the purpose, journeying. Practice the ocean breath. For 5 minutes, sit quietly. With each inhale, feel yourself drawing in the vastness of space. With each exhale, feel yourself dissolving into it. Imagine your body as water held in a temporary shape. Your thoughts are ripples. Your feelings are currents. There is no separate you to find a purpose. There is only this breathing, flowing awareness. Whisper, I am not a drop in the ocean. I am the ocean in a drop. Return to this when you feel small and seeking. Part 2, The Locked Garden, Removing the Belief that Purpose is Elsewhere. A woman inherited a walled garden from her grandmother. She was told the key to her life's purpose was hidden somewhere inside. The gate was locked. For decades, she traveled the world, searching for the right key. She studied with masters, collected ancient keys, learned lockpicking, all the while telling the story of the glorious garden waiting for her. One day, an old monk listened to her tale. He asked, have you ever tried the gate? Of course not, she said. It's locked. Did you push it? He inquired gently. She scoffed but, to humor him, returned to the overgrown wall. She placed a hand on the rusted iron gate and gave a tentative push. With a groan of ancient hinges, it swung open. It had never been locked. The garden was wild and overgrown, yes. But it was hers. The sun filtered through the leaves of an old apple tree her grandmother had planted. The purpose was not a key to be found elsewhere. The purpose was to enter. To tend. To be present in the untamed, living reality that had been hers all along. We are that woman. We believe our purpose is locked away in a future condition, when we have more money, more time, more confidence, more enlightenment. We search for exotic keys in far-off philosophies, believing our real life is on the other side of a locked gate. Meanwhile, the gate to our actual life, this body, this breath, these relationships, this moment, stands before us, never truly locked, only assumed to be. The Zen insight is stark, your life is the garden. The gate is your attention. Your purpose is not a future reward for correct seeking. It is the simple, courageous act of walking through the gate of now and engaging with what is here. The overgrown weeds, the beautiful blooms, the decaying leaves, this is the raw material of your purpose. To prune, to plant, to sit in silence under the tree. The purpose is in the tending of your actual life. Practice, the open gate. Right now, pause. Ask. What gate am I assuming is locked? Is it the gate to starting a creative project? To having a difficult conversation? To simply sitting in stillness? Place your hand on that gate in your mind. Feel its texture. Now, without overthinking, imagine giving it a gentle push. Feel it swing open. What is the first, small step into that garden? Take it today. Water a single plant. Pull one weed. Sit for 5 minutes in the overgrown silence. Purpose begins at the threshold of engagement, not at the end of a search. Part 3, The Archer and the Target, Removing the Pressure of a Bullseye. A young archer trained with a fierce master. His only goal was to hit the bullseye, every single time. He would shoot, and if the arrow landed even a hair's breadth outside the center, he would curse, slump his shoulders, and feel like a failure. His joy in the graceful pull of the bow, the flight of the arrow, the sound of the wind was gone. All that existed was the target, and his painful distance from perfection. The master one day blindfolded him. "Shoot," he commanded. "But I cannot see the target," the archer protested. "Shoot," the master repeated, calmly. Confused, the archer drew the bow, feeling the tension in his body, listening to the world around him. He released. He heard the thwack of the arrow hitting something. The blindfold was removed. The arrow was embedded not in the bullseye, but in the very edge of the target's outer ring. "A failure," the archer moaned. The master pointed. "Look at your body. Look at your stance. For the first time, you were not shooting at a target. You were being archery. You were unified with the bow, the arrow, the air. The target is there to give direction, not to be a judge of your worth. Your purpose as an archer is not to hit the center. It is to be fully in the act of archery. Sometimes that results in a bullseye. Sometimes it results in a miss. Both are part of the archer's path. We treat our purpose like a bullseye. We think there is one perfect job, one perfect partner, one perfect achievement that will mean we've hit it. We judge our entire lives by how far our arrows are from that imagined center. This creates agony, because life is movement, and hitting a static bullseye every time is impossible. Your purpose is not the bullseye. Your purpose is the archery. It is the quality of your presence, your alignment, your intention, and your release in each moment. The target, the external outcome, is simply part of the landscape. Your true aim is to be so completely engaged in the drawing of your bow, in your work, your love, your creativity, your silence, that the distinction between you, the archer, and the act of shooting dissolves. You become your purpose. Practice, the blindfolded action. Choose one routine task today. Making coffee, writing an email, walking. Perform it as if you are blindfolded. That is, remove your fixation on the outcome, the perfect cup, the eloquent message, reaching your destination. Pour all your awareness into the sensations of the process, the weight of the kettle, the sound of the keys, the feel of the pavement. Be the action, not the achiever of a result. In that unity, you touch purpose. Part 4, The Two Potters, Removing the Comparison of Purpose. In a town, there were two potters. The first made exquisite, thin-walled teacups, translucent and delicate, prized by collectors. The second made heavy, robust planting pots for gardens. The first potter looked down on the second, thinking, "My purpose is to create beauty. His is merely utility." The second potter sometimes envied the first, thinking, "My purpose is so ordinary. His is art." A great flood came. The delicate teacups, displayed on high shelves, were swept away and shattered. The garden pots, heavy and rooted in the earth, held their ground. After the waters receded, the town needed to rebuild and replant. The second potter's pots were used to hold seedlings for new trees and food plants. From those pots, a ravaged community began to grow again. A wise elder spoke to the first potter, who was mourning his lost art. "Your cups gave momentary beauty and pleasure. A noble purpose." He then turned to the second potter. "Your pots gave stability, holding life so it could take root and feed a people. Also a noble purpose. The river did not judge which was better. It simply revealed what was needed. Purpose is not a hierarchy. It is a response to the needs of the moment, using the clay you were given." We constantly compare our purpose to others. We think the artist's purpose is higher than the accountant's, the humanitarian's greater than the homemaker's. This is the mind creating drama and dissatisfaction. From a universal perspective, every form has its function. The delicate cup and the sturdy pot both serve the whole. Your purpose is not better or worse than another's. It is uniquely yours, shaped by your talents, your clay, and the needs of your world, the flood, the garden. Your clay might be a mind for detail, a heart for compassion, hands for building, or a spirit for stillness. The needs of the moment might be for clarity, for comfort, for shelter, or for peace. Your purpose arises at the intersection of what you are and what is before you. It is not grand or small. It is simply true. Practice the clay and need scan. Ask yourself two questions. 1. Clay, what is my natural clay? What am I genuinely good at or drawn to, even simply? E.g., listening, organizing, making people laugh, fixing things. 2. Need, what is a need directly in front of me today? E.g., a colleague is confused, a room is messy, a friend is sad. Now, bring your clay to meet that need, however modestly. That intersection, right there, is a pulse of lived purpose. Part 5, The Koi in the Pond, Removing the Impatience for Transformation. In a palace pond, a koi fish watched swallows soar in the sky. "My purpose is to fly," it declared. It spent its days leaping from the water, flapping its fins, trying to become a bird. It exhausted itself, bruised its body, and was laughed at by the other fish. "You are a fish," they said. "Your purpose is to swim." "This pond is too small," the koi cried. "My purpose must be greater." One day, after a particularly high leap, it landed in a small stream flowing out of the pond. The current carried it downstream, through rapids and waterfalls, into a great river it never knew existed. The river carried it to the vast, open ocean. The koi had to learn to swim in powerful currents, navigate deep waters, and survive in an immense new world. It grew strong, wise, and majestic. It never grew wings. But in fulfilling its nature as a fish, in swimming completely, it discovered a freedom and scale of life it could never have imagined in the pond. We are the koi, dreaming of being swallows. We reject our current nature, our present circumstances, believing our true purpose is something else, somewhere else, someone else. We despise the pond of our ordinary life. But your purpose is not to become what you are not. It is to become what you are, completely. And in doing so, you may be carried by life's current into horizons wider than you dreamed. The pond is your current situation. Your purpose right now is to swim in it fully. To be the best friend, student, worker, parent, or human you can be right here. This full engagement is what prepares you for the stream, the river, the ocean. The difficult currents and waterfalls are not punishments, they are the forces that strengthen your fins and carry you toward your depth. You cannot leap into the sky. But by swimming with your whole heart, you may find the sea. Practice the full swim. Identify one aspect of your current pond that you resist, your job, a responsibility, a personal trait. For today, instead of trying to leap out of it, decide to swim in it completely. If it's your job, do one task with total immersion. If it's a trait like shyness, be fully, quietly present in it without apology. Don't try to change it into a bird. Explore what it means to be this fish, in this water, right now. You may find a hidden current within the acceptance itself. Part 6, The Silent Bell, Removing the Need for Constant Doing. A temple had a bell that was rung 108 times at dawn. A new monk was given this duty. He performed it with vigor, proud of the loud, clear tone that echoed through the valley. One morning, the head monk approached him afterward. "The bell's purpose is to ring, yes?" asked the head monk. "Yes, Rashi." "And after the last vibration fades into silence, what is the bell's purpose then?" The young monk was confused. "Then, it is just a bell, waiting to ring again." The head monk shook his head gently. "Is the sky's purpose only to have clouds? Is the ocean's purpose only to have waves? The silence between the rings is not emptiness. It is the bell, being a bell. Your purpose is not only in the doing, the ringing, the achieving. Your purpose is also in the being, the stillness, the silent availability. A bell that never stops ringing is just noise. A life that never rests in being is just exhaustion. We have turned purpose into a verb, something we must do, constantly. We feel guilty for resting, for doing nothing. We believe our value and our reason for being are tied to perpetual productivity. This is a deep misunderstanding. You are not a human doing. You are a human being. The purpose of a bell is its capacity to resonate, which includes both the ringing and the silent, receptive state that makes ringing possible. Your purpose includes your states of rest, reflection, receptivity, and simple presence. These are not gaps in your purpose, they are its essential ground. The difficult situations often force us into a kind of silence, the silence of illness, of loss, of waiting. We rage against this, calling it useless. But it may be the temple bell's silent period, where the metal cools and resets, preparing for a truer, clearer sound when it is next struck. Your purpose in the quiet times is to be the bell, whole and complete, not making a sound. Practice the purposeful silence. Schedule 5 minutes of literal silence today. Sit or lie down. Do not meditate, pray, or strive for anything. Simply be. As thoughts of, "I should be doing something," arise, inwardly say, "My purpose right now is to be the silent bell." Feel the weight of your body resting. Feel the air entering and leaving. You are not preparing for purpose. In this moment, you are fulfilling it by being a conscious, resting presence. Part 7. The Wandering Cloud, Removing the Anchor of a Fixed Identity. A cloud formed over the ocean, driven by winds. It thought, "I must find my true form. Am I a cumulus? A cirrus? A nimbus?" It tried to hold a shape, but the wind kept shifting it. It grew anxious, looking at other clouds who seemed more defined. "What is my purpose?" it cried to the sky. Finally, a powerful current swept it high over a parched mountain range. Below, it saw cracked earth and wilting plants. Without thinking, without deciding what shape it was, it began to release its rain. It poured itself out until it was just a wisp of mist. It felt itself dissolving. As it faded, it heard a sound from below, not with ears, but with its being. It was the sound of roots drinking, of leaves unfurling, of a stream beginning to gurgle. In its utter self-giving, it understood. Its purpose was not to maintain a particular form or identity. Its purpose was to be rain when the mountain was thirsty. Tomorrow, the sun might lift the water again into a new cloud, with a new journey. The purpose was in the responsive giving, not in the permanence of the form. We cling to a fixed identity. I am a doctor, I am an entrepreneur, I am a caregiver. We believe our purpose is tied to maintaining and optimizing this identity. When life's winds change and we can no longer hold that shape, we feel lost, as if our purpose has died. But you are not a fixed form. You are a process, like a cloud. Your purpose is fluid, responsive, emerging from the needs of the moment and your capacity to give what you are made of. The difficult winds, the job loss, the empty nest, the health change, are not destroying your purpose. They are dissolving a fixed form so you can become rain for a new terrain. Your purpose is not your title. It is your availability to be used by life, to pour yourself out in service of what is in front of you, even if it means your old self dissolves. Practice The cloud meditation. Look at the sky, or imagine a cloud. See its ever-changing form. Now, feel your own sense of I. Feel it as equally fluid. Ask, what is the rain I can give today, without clinging to the cloud form of my job, my role, my story? Your rain might be patience, a kind word, a practical help. Let your identity be as flexible as weather. Your purpose is in the precipitation, not in the permanence. Part 8, The Two Lamps, Removing the Concept of a Finite Fuel. A man had 2 oil lamps. One he kept on his altar, lit only for special prayers. He feared using up its oil, so it stayed dark most of the time. The other he used every night to read, to work, to guide his children to bed. Its oil burned low, and he refilled it regularly from a large jug. One long, stormy night, the lamp he used daily burned out. In the dark, he remembered the pristine lamp on the altar. He rushed to light it. It sputtered and died after a few minutes. The oil inside had gone stale and thick from disuse. The lamp whose purpose was to be preserved was useless. The lamp whose purpose was to be used had illuminated 1,000 ordinary moments, and its vessel was warm with the memory of light. We think of our life's purpose, our energy, our love, our talent, as a finite fuel. We hoard it for a special day, a grand mission, a perfect opportunity. We are afraid to spend it on the ordinary, thinking that would be a waste. But love, compassion, creativity, and courage are not like oil that depletes. They are like muscles that grow stronger with use and atrophy with disuse. They are like a spring, the more you draw from it, the clearer and more abundant it flows. Your purpose is not a treasure to be buried and protected. It is a light to be kindled and shared in the daily dark. The oil of your spirit does not spoil from use, it spoils from stagnation. The difficult nights are when you discover how much light you can actually give, and in the giving, you tap into a source that seems to refill itself. Practice, the daily wick. Tonight, light a candle. Watch the flame consume the wax. Instead of seeing it as depletion, see it as transformation. Solid becomes light and warmth. Now, choose one quality you've been hoarding, maybe your creativity, your forgiveness, your playfulness. Decide to burn a little of it today on something ordinary. Draw a doodle. Let go of a grudge. Tell a silly joke. Don't save it for a masterpiece or a perfect apology. Use it now. Feel the warmth of the burning. This is your purpose, to transform your latent fuel into active light. Part 9, The Mountain Guide, Removing the Burden of Knowing the Way. A man lost in a dense forest stumbled upon a calm old man sitting on a rock. "Please," he cried. "I need to get to the other side of this mountain. I've been walking for days. Can you tell me the purpose of my journey? Can you give me a map?" The old man smiled. "I am not a mapmaker. I am a guide. I cannot tell you the purpose of your journey. But I can walk with you to the next ridge, and we can see what we see from there." Frustrated but desperate, the man agreed. As they walked, the guide pointed out edible berries the man had missed. He showed him where a hidden spring bubbled. He warned him of a patch of loose stones. When they reached the ridge, a vista opened up. The man saw multiple paths leading down into different valleys. He turned to ask the guide which to take, but the guide was gone. On the rock where he had been sitting lay a full water skin and a pouch of berries. We want a map for our life. We want someone to tell us the purpose and the exact route. But true guides, wise teachings, mentors, intuition, do not give maps. They walk with you for a stretch. They point out resources you already have, the berries, the spring. They help you navigate immediate dangers. They bring you to a point of clearer seeing. Then, they step back. The choice of path is yours. The purpose of the journey is discovered by walking it, not by reading a legend. Your life is the forest. The teachings are the guide. They are not there to give you a predetermined purpose, but to help you be present, resourceful, and aware as you move. The purpose reveals itself at each ridge, in each choice, in each discovered spring. The difficult terrain is not a wrong turn, it is where you learn to find berries and sense loose stones. It is where you develop the skills of the journey itself, which is the real point. Practice, the next ridge. Ask yourself, what is my next ridge? Not the mountain summit, but the next point of clarity I can realistically reach. It might be finishing a project, having a conversation, or simply understanding a feeling. Now, who or what is your guide for this stretch? A friend's advice? A spiritual teaching? Your own journaling? Consult your guide not for the final map, but for help seeing the berries and springs on the way to that ridge. Walk that stretch with attention. The purpose is in the walking with awareness. Part 10, The Uncarved Block, Removing the Need for Constant Improvement. A woodcarver stood before a pristine block of cedar. He saw within it a magnificent eagle, wings outstretched. For years, he chiseled, sanded, and polished. The eagle emerged, detailed and lifelike. People praised it. But the carver felt uneasy. He kept seeing tiny flaws, a feather out of place, a beak not quite perfect. He kept carving, refining, making smaller and smaller adjustments. One day, his knife slipped. A large chip flew from the eagle's wing, ruining the symmetry. The carver sank into despair. All his work, wasted. He put the damaged block in a corner and gave up. Years later, his young granddaughter found it. She didn't see a ruined eagle. She saw a wonderful seat. She would sit on it, lean against the wing, and read. The smooth, polished parts were comfortable. The chipped, rough part felt interesting under her fingers. She loved it simply as it was, a block of wood that had been loved, worked, damaged, and now offered rest. We are the carver, constantly trying to improve ourselves, to carve ourselves into a perfect, idealized form, the enlightened one, the success, the perfect parent. We see every flaw, every chip from life's slips, as a ruin of our purpose. But what if your purpose is not to become a perfect eagle? What if it is to be the whole, uncarved block, including all the carvings, polish, and accidental chips? What if your value is not in your conformity to an image, but in your capacity to offer comfort, to be a seat for tired moments, just as you are? The Taoist concept of Pu, the uncarved block, speaks to this. Your original nature, before and after all the carving of life, is already whole and sufficient. The chips and scratches are not mistakes, they are part of your unique texture. Your purpose is to be this specific, weathered, real block in the world, not a flawless statue in a museum. Practice the block of being. Place your hands on your heart or your thighs. Feel the solidity, the block of your physical being. Say to yourself, this is the original block. It is not perfect, but it is complete. It does not need to be carved into something else to have purpose. Its purpose is to be here, to hold life, to offer its presence. For today, let go of one act of self-improvement. Don't criticize your body, your mind, or your progress. Simply be the block. In that radical acceptance, you may find a deeper purpose than any achievement could offer. Part 11, The Circle Drawn in Water, Removing the Anxiety of Legacy. A master asked his students, "How do you make your mark upon the world?" One student said, "Through great deeds that are remembered." Another said, "Through teachings that are recorded." A third said, "Through children who carry your name." The master took a stick and drew a perfect circle in the water of a still pond. The students watched the clear, beautiful shape. Then, in moments, the water rippled, and the circle was gone, as if it had never been. That, said the master, is how to make your mark. We are obsessed with legacy. We want our purpose to be a permanent mark, a book, a building, a lineage, a memory. We fear that if our life doesn't leave a durable trace, it was meaningless. This anxiety drives us to force outcomes, to build monuments to our own ego. The circle in the water leaves no permanent mark on the water. But in the moment it was drawn, it was perfect, complete, and beautiful. It existed in harmony with the water, and then it let go, allowing the water to be water again. Your most profound purpose may be like that circle. To act with complete integrity, love, and presence in this moment. To touch the lives around you with a kindness that changes their moment, even if they don't remember your name. And then, to let go, without demanding that the universe record your deed. The water is the flow of life. Your actions are the circles. They are real, they have effect, but they are not meant to be frozen. The purpose is in the drawing, not in the permanence of the line. The difficult situations are the ripples that dissolve our circles prematurely, teaching us non-attachment to our own marks. Practice the ephemeral gift. Today, perform a small act of kindness anonymously. Hold a door, leave a kind note where it will be found, pay for a coffee behind you. Do it cleanly, with no need for recognition or thanks. See it as drawing a circle in water. Observe the momentary beauty of the action itself, then let it dissolve into the flow of the day. Your purpose was fulfilled in the doing, not in the lastingness of the credit. Part 12, The Empty Bowl, Removing the Fullness of Concepts. A learned scholar visited a Zen master, filled with questions about the purpose of life. He talked for an hour, citing scriptures, philosophies, and his own profound theories. The master listened silently, then began to pour tea into the scholar's cup. He poured and poured. The tea overflowed, spilling onto the table and the scholar's lap. "Stop!" cried the scholar. "The cup is full. It can hold no more." The master set down the teapot. "You are like this cup," he said. "Full of ideas about purpose. How can I show you the taste of real purpose until you empty your cup? Our minds are full of concepts about purpose. It should be fulfilling, impactful, unique, God-given, self-actualizing. We are so full of these ideas that there is no space for the direct, lived experience of purpose to arise. We try to understand the ocean by analyzing a single, stored drop of water, while refusing to jump in. Your purpose is not a concept to be understood. It is an experience to be had. It is the taste of the tea, not the description of it. To know it, you must first create space. You must empty your cup of preconceptions, of shoulds, of borrowed philosophies. This emptying is an act of humility and openness. The difficult situations in life are often the master's hand, tipping our cup over. They spill out our cherished ideas about how life should be, what we deserve, what purpose looks like. This feels like a violation, a loss. But it is creating the empty space where a fresh, direct understanding, a true taste, can be received. Practice the cup emptying. Sit quietly. Imagine your mind as a cup. See all the thoughts, beliefs, and questions about your purpose as liquid inside it. Now, gently tip the cup over in your imagination. Let it all pour out onto the earth. Don't analyze what pours out, just let it go. Feel the empty space left behind. For a few minutes, rest as that empty cup. Don't try to fill it. Just be empty, open, and receptive. In that emptiness, purpose is not a thought, it is a potentiality, a readiness. That readiness is a form of purpose. Part 13, The Finger and the Moon, Removing the Confusion of Pointer and Point. A master pointed to the full moon. "That is enlightenment," he said. A disciple, fixated on the master, stared intently at the pointing finger. He admired its shape, its lines, its graceful angle. He committed the sight of the finger to memory. Later, the master asked, "Show me the moon." The disciple proudly held up his hand, perfectly imitating the master's pointing finger. The master sighed. "You have looked at the finger and missed the heavenly glory. We do this with purpose. We mistake the pointers for the point. We think our purpose is a specific job, the finger, a relationship, the finger, a spiritual practice, the finger. We cling to the form, the method, the signpost. All the while, we miss the actual experience. The moon of aliveness, connection, peace, and authentic expression that these things were meant to point us toward. The teachings, the stories, even this script, are fingers pointing. They are not the moon. Your own direct experience of being fully alive, fully present, fully compassionate, that is the moon. Don't worship the finger. Don't spend your life describing the finger. Look where it points. Difficult situations are like someone grabbing your head and turning it away from the finger, forcing you to look at the dark sky. In that darkness, if you relax your gaze, you might just see the moon shining, not because of any finger, but because it is always there. Practice the moon gaze. Tonight, if you can, go look at the moon. Or look at something vast and beautiful, the sky, a tree, the ocean. Don't analyze it. Don't think about what it means for your purpose. Simply look. Feel the experience of looking. Feel the space between you and the object dissolve into just seeing. That direct, unmediated experience of awe or peace or simplicity, that feeling is closer to the moon of purpose than any theory. Whenever you are lost in seeking, go look at the moon. Remember, the purpose is the experiencing, not the map to the experience. Part 14, The Symphony of the Creek, Removing the Demand for a Solo. A man sat by a forest creek, troubled by his lack of a grand purpose. He heard the water gurgling over stones, the wind in the pines, the call of a distant bird, the buzz of insects. Each sound was distinct, yet they blended into a complex, peaceful symphony. He thought, the water's purpose is to flow. The wind's is to blow. The bird's is to sing. Each has a clear role. What is my single, clear note? Just then, a leaf fell from a tree. It did not make a sound. It simply landed on the water and was carried away by the current. It became part of the flow. The man realized the leaf had no note of its own. Its purpose was to participate. To be carried. To add its silent, visual texture to the stream. His mind quieted. He was not the creek, the wind, or the bird. He was not even the leaf. He was the hearing of the symphony. He was the space in which the creek, the wind, the bird, the leaf, and his own questioning heart all arose. That aware, listening space was not a note in the symphony. It was the concert hall itself. We pressure ourselves to have a loud, distinct solo in the symphony of life. When we can't find it, we feel pointless. But what if your most fundamental purpose is not to be a note, but to be the awareness that hears the music? What if your role is to be the conscious space in which the entire play of life, your thoughts, feelings, actions, and the world itself, unfolds? This is a profound shift. You are not a player searching for a part. You are the stage, the lighting, the very capacity for experience. From this perspective, every experience, joyful, difficult, mundane, is part of the performance happening within you. Your purpose is to be the clear, open, conscious ground for it all. Helping others then becomes natural. It is the stage allowing another actor to play their part. Difficult situations are just intense scenes in the play, they don't threaten the stage itself. Practice the concert hall awareness. Sit and close your eyes. Listen to the sounds around you. Instead of focusing on the individual sounds, the notes, feel the space in which the sounds appear. Feel the awareness that is hearing. That awareness is silent, vast, and unchanging, while the sounds come and go. Rest as that awareness for a few minutes. You are not your thoughts about purpose. You are the aware space knowing those thoughts. This space is your deepest identity and your most fundamental purpose, to be conscious. Part 15, The Sun and the Shadow, Removing the Negation of Difficulty. A child tried to run away from his own shadow. He ran faster and faster, but the shadow kept pace. Exhausted and crying, he collapsed. His father sat beside him. "You cannot outrun it," he said. "But watch." The father stood the child under the bright noon sun. "Look down." The child looked. His shadow was a small, dark pool at his feet. "The shadow is not your enemy," said the father. "It is just proof that you are standing in the light. The brighter the light, the darker and sharper the shadow can be. You don't need to run from it. You just need to understand its relationship to the light." We see difficult situations, suffering, fear, failure, as enemies of a purposeful life. We believe that if we were on purpose, we would have no shadow. So we run, we avoid, we deny our pain. This exhausting flight from something becomes our main activity, obscuring our true purpose. But the shadow is not separate from you. It is an aspect of your presence in the light of existence. Your capacity for deep joy also means you can feel deep sorrow. Your strength implies the possibility of vulnerability. The shadow experiences are not interruptions of your purpose, they are its contours, its depth. They give your life dimensionality. The purpose of the difficult situation is not to punish you, but to show you where you are standing in relation to the light. It highlights your attachments, your fears, your humanity. By turning toward it, not running, you learn its nature. And in understanding the shadow, you understand the light more intimately. A life without shadows is a life without substance, a flat, two-dimensional existence. Practice the shadow integration. Think of a current difficulty, a shadow. Instead of trying to make it disappear, sit with it for a moment. Ask it, what are you here to show me? What attachment or fear do you represent? Don't fight it. Just observe its shape. Now, feel for the light that is casting this shadow. The light might be your love, casting the shadow of fear of loss, your ambition, casting the shadow of fear of failure, your care for others, casting the shadow of overwhelm. Thank the shadow for pointing you back to the light. Your purpose includes embracing the whole picture, light and shadow. Part 16, The River Does Not Drink, Removing the Self-Consciousness of Purpose. A river flowed through a desert, giving life to banks of green. A traveler, parched, knelt and drank gratefully. "Thank you, river, for your purpose of quenching thirst," he said. The river, if it could speak, might have said, "I do not have a purpose of quenching thirst. I flow. The quenching happens where my water meets your need. I am not aiming for it. I am just being water." The traveler understood. The river's purpose was not a goal in its mind. It was an inherent quality of its being that resulted in benefit. The river did not drink itself. It simply was, and in its being, it sustained life. We are painfully self-conscious about our purpose. We think, am I doing it right? Is this my true calling? Am I helping enough? This self-referential loop is exhausting and often paralyzing. It's like the river trying to decide if it's being river enough. What if you are like the river? Your purpose is not a thought you have, a goal you strain toward. It is the natural consequence of you being fully, authentically yourself. When you are genuine, your kindness naturally touches others. Your curiosity naturally leads to learning. Your creativity naturally produces beauty. You don't need to aim to help. You simply need to be clear water, and the helping happens at the banks where your being meets another's need. Stop trying to drink your own water. Stop evaluating your purpose from the inside. Just flow. Be honest. Be present. Be kind. The thirst quenching in the world around you is the evidence of your purpose, not its prerequisite. The difficult situations are the rocks and bends that shape your flow. They don't stop you from being water. Practice the flowing action. Do something today simply because it feels true and natural to you, not because it fits a purposeful narrative. Call a friend because you miss them, not to check a good friend box. Work on a project because you're engrossed in it, not to build a legacy. Let go of the commentary, is this my purpose? Just be in the flow of the action. Notice how, without aiming, your authentic action might nourish something or someone, including yourself. Part 17, The Lantern in the Collective Dark, Removing the Isolation of Suffering. A village was plunged into a long, moonless night by a strange eclipse. Each villager retreated into their home, lighting their own small lamp. But the lamps were weak, and the fear of the vast dark outside was overwhelming. They felt alone and terrified. One elder took her lamp and walked out into the village square. She placed it on the old well. A neighbor, seeing the brave point of light, brought his lamp out and placed it beside hers. Then another, and another. Soon, the entire square was filled with the combined light of dozens of lamps. It was not daylight, but it was a warm, defiant, communal glow that pushed the darkness back. No one felt alone anymore. Together, they had created enough light to wait out the night. Our difficult situations, our grief, our anxiety, our failures, feel like a private eclipse. We hide in our personal darkness, believing we are alone in it. We think our pain is a deviation from purpose, a sign we are off track. But what if the purpose of your particular darkness is to teach you how to hold a lamp? And what if, when you are brave enough to bring your lit lamp, your hard-won wisdom, your empathy, your scar, out into the shared square, you find others doing the same? The collective dark of the human condition needs many lanterns. Your healed wound becomes a lamp. Your survived failure becomes a wick. Your hard-earned patience becomes oil. Your purpose is not to avoid the dark, but to learn how to light a lamp within it. And then, to place that lamp where others can see it, so they know they are not alone and can bring out their own. Helping others is not a separate moral duty. It is the logical act of bringing your light to the collective square. You help others by showing your lamp, which gives them courage to show theirs. In this way, the shared darkness becomes bearable, even meaningful. It becomes the very backdrop against which our shared light is most visible and necessary. Practice, the shared lamp. Identify one personal struggle you've overcome or are facing. This is your lamp. Today, find one small, safe way to share its light. It doesn't mean telling your whole trauma story. It could be offering advice born from that experience to someone with a similar challenge. It could be simply saying, "I've been through something hard too, and I understand how you might feel." Place your lamp beside theirs. See your struggle not as a private curse, but as fuel for a light that can now serve the community. Part 18, The Statue in the Stone, Removing the Doubt of Existence. A great sculptor was asked how he created his masterpiece of a dancing figure. He replied, "The statue was already inside the stone. I just removed everything that wasn't the dancer." Your purpose is like that statue. It is not something you need to create from nothing or import from outside. It is already inherent in the raw material of your being, your talents, your inclinations, your heart's responses. The work of life is not to build something new atop yourself, but to remove what obscures it, the doubts, the fears, the conditioning, the borrowed ideas, the frantic seeking. The chisel is your mindful awareness. The hammer is often the difficult situation. The loss chips away at your attachment to security. The failure chips away at your pride. The illness chips away at your identification with the body. This process feels like destruction. It feels like you are being broken. But from another perspective, you are being revealed. The dancer is emerging. You don't need to know what the final statue looks like. You only need to trust that it is there, and to cooperate with the process of removal. Each time you let go of a limiting belief, each time you choose courage over fear, each time you respond with love instead of reaction, you are removing a piece of stone that isn't the dancer. Practice, the subtraction inquiry. Ask yourself, what is one belief, habit, or fear that feels like stone obscuring my true expression? E.g., I'm not good enough, I must be productive to be valuable, I need to be in control. For today, practice subtracting that. When the thought arises, gently say, "This is not the dancer." Don't fight it, just see it as excess stone. Choose an action that feels more authentic, even if it's small. Your purpose unfolds through subtraction, not accumulation. Part 19, The Single-Step Path, Removing the Overwhelm of the Long Journey. A pilgrim stood at the foot of a mountain path that disappeared into the clouds. The journey to the temple at the summit would take days. He felt overwhelmed, doubting his strength. "How can I possibly make it all the way?" he asked a passing monk. The monk, who was descending, smiled. "Oh, the path is not long at all. But it goes to the summit," said the pilgrim. "Yes," said the monk. "But you never have to walk the whole path. You only ever have to take the single step that is directly in front of your foot. The path is made of nothing but such steps. Just take care of this one. Then the next one. The summit will take care of itself." We look at the grand question, what is the purpose of my life, and feel overwhelmed. It seems like a massive, lifelong journey to figure out. We want to see the whole route, the entire blueprint. This big picture anxiety paralyzes us. But your life is not lived in the big picture. It is lived in this step, this breath, this choice. Your purpose is not a distant summit you must grimly trek toward. It is encoded in the quality of this step. Are you taking it with awareness? With kindness? With integrity? If this step is taken with presence, it is a purposeful step. A life of such steps is a purposeful life, regardless of the altitude reached. The difficult stretches are just steps with more challenging terrain. Their purpose is not to block you, but to demand more presence, more care, more strength for this single step. When you focus only on the step you are taking, the overwhelming length of the journey dissolves. You are always at the beginning, and you are always arriving, in each step. Practice the step of now. Choose one minor task you have to do today, replying to an email, doing the dishes, taking a walk. For the duration of that task, let your entire universe shrink to the single step you are taking. If washing a dish, see only that dish, feel only the water. If typing a sentence, be only with that sentence. Let there be no past step and no future step. Only this one. Do it completely. In that microcosm, you will find the entire macrocosm of purpose, full engagement with what is. Part 20, The Invisible Weaver, Removing the Ego from Contribution. In a famous parable, a king visited a tapestry workshop. He saw stunning, intricate tapestries and praised the head weaver. "You are a genius," he said. The head weaver bowed and said, "You honor me, but I cannot take credit. I follow the pattern given by the designer. The dyers create the colors from plants. The shearers provide the wool from sheep nurtured by shepherds. The spinners make the thread. The loom was built by a carpenter. My hands are but the last in a long chain of countless hands, seen and unseen. The beauty emerges from the whole chain. I am a participant, not a sole creator." We want our purpose to be our creation, our masterpiece, for which we get credit. This ego-driven need for recognition can sour our work and isolate us. It makes us see others as competitors or tools, rather than co-participants in a vast, collaborative creation. Your purpose is not to be the visible, celebrated head weaver. It is to be a conscious, skillful link in the infinite chain. You may be the dyer, the spinner, the shepherd, or the one who maintains the loom. Your contribution, though possibly invisible to history, is essential. The sandwich you make, the report you file, the street you clean, the child you soothe. These are threads you weave into the collective tapestry. When you help others, you are not a hero descending to aid the helpless. You are one thread tightening a loose stitch in another part of the fabric, which strengthens the whole piece, which includes you. Your ego does not need to be at the center. In fact, purpose often feels most fulfilling when the sense of, "I did this," falls away, and you feel yourself simply as an instrument of a larger, beautiful process. Practice the chain of gratitude. Think of one thing you will do or use today: a meal, a piece of clothing, a paved road. Mentally trace back the chain of unseen hands that brought it to you: farmers, truckers, factory workers, designers, ancestors who developed the technology. Feel your own work today as your contribution to this endless chain for others. Do your task with the intention of being a reliable, caring link. Release the need for your name to be on the finished product. Your purpose is the quality of your participation in the weave. Part 21, The Already Lit Candle, Removing the Seeking of Ignition. A man entered a dark cave holding an unlit candle. "I seek the light," he called out. A voice from the darkness replied, "If you seek light, why do you carry a candle?" "To light it when I find the source of light," said the man. "But you are holding the source," said the voice. "The wax and wick are ready. The spark is in your own hand. You have been waiting to find a light, while carrying everything needed to be the light. Strike the match." We search for purpose as if it is an external flame that will ignite us. We wait for the perfect teacher, the perfect sign, the perfect opportunity to light us up. We hold our lives, our potential, like an unlit candle, waiting for a permission we believe is outside ourselves. But the capacity for purpose, awareness, love, creativity, is already within you, like the wax and wick. That spark is your own intention, your own decision to be present, to engage, to care. You are not waiting to be ignited by a purpose. You are the combustible material. Your will is the match. The difficult situations are the friction that often creates the spark. The pain, the urgency, the rock-bottom moment, these can be the striking of the match against the rough surface of reality. They force a decision, to remain in the dark of despair, or to use the friction to ignite your own light. Your purpose begins the moment you decide to stop seeking an external flame and strike your own match. Practice the match strike. Identify one area of your life where you feel, in the dark, waiting for something external to change, a job offer, someone's approval, more money. Now, ask, what is one small match I can strike right now to bring my own light to this situation? It could be updating your resume, not sending it, just updating. Offering a kind word without expecting one back, or creating a simple budget. The action is the strike. The light is the courage and agency you feel in taking it. You are the source. Part 22, The Guest and the Host, Removing the Conflict of Roles. A man lived in a constant inner battle. One part of him, the guest, was desperate to be entertained, fulfilled, and pleased by life. Another part, the host, felt responsible for making everything perfect, for controlling outcomes, for ensuring the guest's happiness. The guest was always complaining. The host was always exhausted and failing. He visited a monastery, spent in despair. An old monk listened and said, "You have confused who is the guest and who is the host in your own house." "What do you mean?" the man asked. "The thoughts, the desires, the complaints, these are the guests. They come and go. Your true self, the aware presence that notices all of this, is the host. The host does not fight the guests or try to please them. The host simply provides space, observes them with courtesy, and lets them pass through. Your purpose is not to be a perfect servant to the demanding guest. Your purpose is to be the unwavering, gracious host. We live at the mercy of our thoughts and feelings, the guests, believing they define us and our purpose. If we feel uninspired, we think we're off purpose. If we feel anxious, we think we're failing. We try to control the guests, to arrange life so only good guests show up. This is an impossible, exhausting task. Your fundamental purpose is to be the host, the conscious, spacious awareness that is prior to all coming and going phenomena. From this stable seat, you can engage with life without being tyrannized by it. You can work, love, and create, not because a demanding guest ego demands achievement for validation, but because the host enjoys the activity of the house itself. Helping others then becomes a natural extension of the host's grace, offering space and care to another being. Difficult situations are just stormy, unruly guests arriving at the door. The host's job is not to panic, but to open the door, let the weather in, provide shelter, and know that this too will pass. Practice the host meditation. Sit for 5 minutes. Imagine your awareness as a vast, calm, empty house. See every thought, feeling, and sensation as a guest arriving at the door. Simply note, a guest of worry, or a guest of planning. Don't invite them in for tea. Don't slam the door. Just acknowledge their arrival from the porch of your awareness. Let them come and go. Rest as the spacious, empty house itself. This is your core identity and purpose, to be the host, not the drama of the guests. Part 23, The Unfinished Song, Removing the Need for Completion. A composer died leaving his greatest symphony unfinished. Only the first movement was fully orchestrated. For decades, the manuscript lay in a drawer, considered a tragic fragment of lost potential. A century later, a conductor found it. He didn't see an unfinished work. He saw a perfect, complete first movement. He decided to perform just that. The night of the concert, the single movement was played with passion. As the final note hung in the hall, there was a profound silence, followed by roaring applause. The audience wasn't lamenting what wasn't there. They were overcome by the beauty of what was, a perfect, whole expression that stood on its own. We think our life must be a completed symphony, a full arc from birth to perfected wisdom. We fear death, or failure, or irrelevance, because it would mean our song is unfinished. We judge our lives by how close we are to some imagined finale. But what if your life is like that first movement? It doesn't need 5 movements to be complete. It is complete in each authentic note, each true phrase. Your purpose is not to reach a final chord of ultimate achievement. Your purpose is to play this movement, the one you are in, with as much truth and beauty as you can. Whether it's the movement of youth, of middle age, of elderhood, or even a movement of illness or transition, it is a complete piece of music in the great concert of existence. The difficult situations are the dissonant chords, the minor keys, the pauses. They are not mistakes, they are essential for the music's emotional depth and truth. A song of only major chords is shallow. Your unfinished song, with its mix of joy and sorrow, effort and rest, is a masterpiece of authenticity. Practice the movement of today. Think of today as a single, short movement in your symphony. It has a beginning, waking, development, your activities, and an end, sleeping. Don't worry about yesterday's movement or tomorrow's. Ask, how can I play today's movement with integrity? What is its unique tempo, its mood? Live the day with that awareness. Let it be a complete expression, however simple. Your purpose is fulfilled in playing today's notes well, not in composing the finale. Part 24, The Library of Lives, Removing the Limitation of a Single Story. A woman dreamed she was in an infinite library. Each book was a biography titled with her name, but each told a completely different life story. In one, she was a fisherman in a coastal village. In another, a scientist on a space station. In another, a painter in Paris, a mother of 10 in the countryside, a wandering ascetic in the mountains. She pulled book after book, amazed at the vast diversity of lives she was living. A librarian appeared. Which one is my true life? My real purpose? The woman asked. The librarian smiled. They are all true. They are all you. In this library, you are not a single character with a single plot. You are the consciousness that experiences every possible story. The purpose is not in any one narrative. The purpose is in the reading, the experiencing, the knowing of all these facets of being. Your waking life is simply the book you have your hand on right now. We are obsessed with finding our one true story. We think we must choose the correct path, the correct identity, or we will have wasted our chance. This creates immense fear of making the wrong choice. But from a broader, perhaps soul-level perspective, your essence might be the experiencer itself, not the specific costume or setting. Your purpose, then, is to experience this story, the one you are in, fully, consciously, and lovingly. Whether you are a fisherman or a scientist in this incarnation, the core purpose remains. To be aware, to learn, to love, to contribute from that place. This view liberates you from the anxiety of a single, correct purpose. It allows you to embrace your current life as a valid, meaningful volume in an infinite library. You can pour yourself into it without the fear that you are missing your real life elsewhere. Helping others is simply one character helping another within the grand story. Difficult situations are just gripping plot twists in this particular volume. Practice the Book of Now. Look around you. See your current life as a book you are currently reading and writing simultaneously. What is the title of this chapter? Chapter 27, The Career Change, or Chapter 41, Learning Patience, or Chapter 5, The Year of Grief. Read this chapter with curiosity, as if you picked it up from the shelf. Don't judge it against other books. Engage with its plot. Your purpose is to be the most present, compassionate reader, and author, of this book, right now. Part 25, The 108 Breaths, Integration and the Living Answer. In the silence after the last story, there is only your breath. In. Out. This is not a pause before the answer. This is the answer, breathing. the boat and the ocean, the locked garden, the archer and the target, the two potters, the koi in the pond, the silent bell, the wandering cloud, the two lamps, the mountain guide, the uncarved block, the circle in water, the empty bowl, the finger and the moon, the symphony of the creek, the sun and the shadow, the river does not drink, the lantern in the collective dark, the statue in the stone, the single-step path, the invisible weaver, the already lit candle, the guest and the host, the unfinished song, the library of lives. Each story, a breath, inhaling a new possibility, exhaling an old misunderstanding. You came here asking, what is the purpose of life? How to know my purpose? Why help others? What is the real purpose that God, or life, sent us? Why do we face difficult situations? The stories are not answers you think about. They are mirrors you look into. They reflect back the seeker, until the seeker sees itself as the reflection, and the search ends in the simplicity of being. The purpose of life is to live fully, consciously, authentically. You know your purpose not by thinking, but by being so fully in an action that the question disappears. You help others because there is no real separation between you and other in the net of existence. Helping is the natural movement of a healthy part of the whole. The real purpose that God, or the universe, or life sent us is to be a point of conscious awareness within itself. To be the universe experiencing itself as a human, with all its beauty, its pain, its love, its creativity. We face difficult situations because they are the curriculum of the soul. They are the chisel, the fire, the winter, the dark thread, essential for strength, for depth, for compassion, for the final, breathtaking pattern of the tapestry. So let the stories settle in you like silt in a riverbed, clarifying the water of your mind. You don't need to find a purpose. You need to be a presence. You don't need to write a perfect story. You need to live this sentence authentically. You don't need to reach the summit. You need to feel the ground under this step. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a mystery to be lived. The bell has finished ringing. The silence that remains is not empty. It is full of you, exactly as you are. Whole. Complete. Purposeful, simply by being. Welcome to the living of your one, wild, and precious answer. It begins now. It always has. Part 26, The Lighthouse Keeper, Removing the Illusion of a Fixed Beacon. On a high, lonely cliff stood a lighthouse. A man inherited the duty of keeping the lamp lit. He was told, your purpose is to keep the light burning. It is a beacon for lost ships. It is why you are here. He took this to heart. Night after night, he trimmed the wick, polished the glass, ensured the flame was fierce and bright. He defined himself entirely by that pillar of light cutting through the storm. One night, a hurricane of unprecedented fury struck. The wind screamed. Waves like mountains shook the very rock. The lamp blew out. Despite all his skill and effort, he could not relight it. In the absolute dark, he was engulfed in despair. "I have failed," he whispered to the raging night. "My purpose is gone." Exhausted, he collapsed by the dead lamp. In that stillness, with his eyes adjusted to the dark, he noticed something. Below, in the terrifying sea, he saw tiny, bobbing lights, the lanterns of fishing boats, the running lights of a steamer battling the waves. They were navigating not by his great, central beacon, but by seeing each other. By adjusting their course relative to the small, brave lights around them. As dawn broke, the storm passed. The man sat, humbled. He realized his purpose was never solely the big, perfect, unchanging light. His true purpose was participation in the network of guidance. Sometimes, that meant being a towering beacon. Sometimes, it meant being a dark silhouette that helped define the edge of the cliff against the sky. Sometimes, it meant his own darkness allowed him to see the smaller, crucial lights he had always overlooked. We are that keeper. We believe our purpose must be a single, brilliant, constant beacon, a definitive role, an unwavering passion, a clear legacy. When life storms blow out that light, through job loss, failure, or change, we think our purpose is extinguished. We mourn the flame we could not sustain. But you are not just the lighthouse lamp. You are the entire station, the solid rock, the warning horn in the fog, the keeper's steady hand, and sometimes, the respectful dark that makes other lights visible. Your purpose is fluid, contextual, part of a vast, interconnected web of guidance. You are not a solitary beacon, but a point of consciousness in a constellation. Practice the constellation gaze. Tonight, look at the stars. Don't search for the brightest one. See the patterns, the spaces between, the way dim stars give shape to the brilliant ones. Now, think of your life. What are the other lights in your storm? Friends, strangers, small joys, past strengths. See your purpose not as a solo star, but as your unique point in this temporary, beautiful constellation. Your light matters, but its meaning comes from its relationship to the whole sky. Part 27. The weaver of the net, removing the anxiety of a single thread. In a village, there was a master weaver known for her magnificent, strong nets. She would sit for hours, tying knot after knot with infinite patience. A young apprentice, eager to make his own net, grew frustrated. "Which knot is the most important?" he demanded. "Which one is the purpose of the net?" The weaver did not look up. "Tug on any single knot you like," she said. The apprentice tugged on a knot near the center. The net held. He tugged on one at the very edge. The net held. He tugged on a seemingly loose thread. The net deformed slightly, but the surrounding knots tightened, maintaining the whole. "The purpose is not in any one knot," the weaver said softly. "The purpose is in the integrity of the connection. A net with one perfect knot and 1,000 weak ones is useless. A net with 1,000 modest, well-tied knots can hold the ocean's bounty. Your life is not a single thread to be made magnificent. It is the quality of your connection, to your work, to others, to this moment, that forms the net that holds your experience. We obsess over finding our one thing, the golden thread of destiny. We think, if I can just find my perfect knot, my calling, everything will cohere. This anxiety makes us devalue the mundane connections, the daily ties of duty, kindness, and presence that form the actual fabric of our lives. Your purpose is the weaving itself. It is the attention you bring to tying this knot, whether it's making breakfast, listening to a colleague, or simply breathing. That net is the interconnected reality of existence. Your single thread gains meaning only through its relationship to all others. Helping others isn't charity, it's strengthening a neighboring knot, which makes the entire net, which includes you, more resilient. Practice the knot of now. For the next hour, choose to see every action as tying a knot in the net of this day. Making coffee. Tie the knot of nourishment. Sending an email. Tie the knot of communication. Feeling an emotion. Tie the knot of self-awareness. Do not judge the knots as grand or small. Just tie each one with as much presence and care as you can. Feel your day becoming a stronger, more connected net. Part 28, The Stone in the Stream, Removing the Struggle Against Flow. A smooth, round stone sat at the bottom of a fast-moving stream. For years, it raged against the current. My purpose is to be a mountain, it cried silently. To be still, majestic, and unmoving. This constant pushing is meaningless. It strained and resisted, and in its resistance, it felt only the abrasive friction of the water. Over centuries, a subtle shift occurred. Exhausted by its own struggle, the stone listened. It felt the water's movement not as an enemy, but as a dance partner. It began to yield, just infinitesimally, to the current's pressure. Instead of resisting, it allowed the water to flow over and around it. In that allowing, something magical happened. The water began to sing. The stone's presence created eddies, whirlpools, and a soft, bubbling melody that hadn't existed before. Moss grew on its sunlit side. Small fish used its lee as a resting place. The stone realized it was not a failed mountain. It was a composer of currents, a sculptor of sound, a haven in the flow. Its purpose was not to be elsewhere, but to interact perfectly with its precise location in the stream. Its very resistance, once softened into receptivity, created beauty and shelter. We are the stone, fighting the stream of our lives. We think our purpose must be static, monumental, and unchanging. We resist the flow of change, of circumstance, of aging, of feeling. We call the flow difficulties, and waste our energy raging against it. But your purpose is not to become a mountain in a different landscape. It is to discover the unique music, the specific shelter, the particular beauty that arises when you meet this stream, right here, right now. The difficult currents are not preventing your purpose, they are the very forces shaping you into an instrument that can make music with them. Your job is not to stop the stream, but to learn its rhythms and find where your unique form creates harmony. Practice the stream listening. Sit by moving water if you can, or listen to a recording. Imagine your mind as that stone. Feel the thoughts, feelings, and demands of the day as water flowing past. For 5 minutes, don't try to change or resist them. Don't try to be a mountain. Simply feel the flow. Notice what happens when you stop struggling. Do eddies of calm form? Does a sense of space appear? Your purpose in this moment is to be the listening stone. Part 29, The Echo in the Canyon, Removing the Need for an Original Voice. A man stood at the edge of a vast canyon and shouted, "What is my purpose?" His voice echoed back, "Purpose, purpose, purpose." Dissatisfied, he shouted his degrees, his job title, his achievements. The canyon faithfully echoed each one back, fainter each time. He shouted his fears, his regrets. They too returned to him. Finally, hoarse and frustrated, he fell silent. In that deep quiet, he heard the canyon's own sounds, the wind whistling through a crevice, the distant cry of a hawk, the trickle of a hidden spring. He took a deep breath and sighed, a sound of genuine, weary release. The canyon echoed back a soft, sighing whisper. He laughed. The canyon laughed back with 100 layered laughs. He understood. The canyon did not judge his shouts. It did not offer advice. It only gave back exactly what he sent, transformed by the space itself. His purpose was not to craft the perfect, original shout. His purpose was to listen to what his own life was echoing back to him. His actions, his words, his attitudes, they all returned to him, shaped by the vast space of his awareness. If he shouted blame, blame echoed. If he whispered gratitude, gratitude reverberated. We keep shouting, wanting the universe to answer with a blueprint. We want an original script. But the universe operates like the canyon. The law of karma, of cause and effect, is simply this: life echoes back the quality of your own offering. Your purpose is to become a conscious, caring listener to your own echo. To notice what your actions bring back, and to adjust not to get a different echo, but to find a sound that creates harmony within the vast space. Helping others is a form of sending out a compassionate shout. Its echo may not return directly to you, but it changes the soundscape of the entire canyon, making it more gentle for all within it, including you. Practice the daily echo. At day's end, review one interaction. Not the content, but the quality you sent out. Was it impatient, kind, distracted, present? Now, notice what echoed back, not necessarily the other person's words, but your own internal feeling afterward. Without judgment, see the connection. Tomorrow, experiment. Send out a slightly different quality, patience instead of haste, curiosity instead of assumption. Listen for the echo in your own heart. This is conscious purpose creation. Part 30, The Unseen Root, Removing the Demand for Visible Fruit. A young tree grew in a monastery garden. It watched the apple trees heavy with fruit, the flowers visited by bees, and felt a deep lack. I have no beautiful blossoms. I bear no sweet fruit. My leaves are plain. What is my purpose? It mourned. An old monk often sat in its shade to read. One hot summer, a drought struck. The apple trees wilted. The flowers crisped. But the young tree remained strong. The monk, grateful for its enduring shade, watered it from a deep well. "Thank you," he whispered to the tree. "Your roots have found the secret spring. Your purpose is not to feed the body, but to shelter the mind. Your fruit is silence. Your blossom is coolness." Beneath the soil, unseen, the tree's roots had done something extraordinary. They had grown not just deep, but wide, interweaving with the roots of the entire garden, creating a hidden network that shared water and nutrients. It was this interconnected root system that helped the garden survive. We judge our purpose by visible, tangible outcomes, titles, products, accolades, social likes. We feel purposeless if we aren't producing obvious fruit. But some of the most vital purposes are subterranean, relational, and sustaining. Your calm presence might be the shade for an anxious friend. Your listening might be the hidden spring for a struggling soul. Your quiet integrity might be the root connecting and strengthening your community in ways no one sees. Your difficult season, your own personal drought, might be forcing your roots to grow deeper and wider, connecting you to resources of resilience and compassion you never knew you had. This unseen growth is your purpose, preparing you to be a shelter in future storms for others. Practice the subterranean scan. Ask, what is my unseen root today? What quality am I nurturing that may not have a visible result? Is it patience? Is it perseverance in a private struggle? Is it the simple act of not reacting in anger? Honor that. Water it with your attention. Trust that this root work is a profound purpose, holding up the visible garden of your life and the lives you touch. Part 31, The Broken Vessel, Removing the Stigma of Imperfection. A priceless porcelain vase, a family heirloom, sat on a high altar. It was perfect, smooth, a testament to a master potter's skill. Its purpose was clear, to be beautiful, to be admired, to represent an unbroken lineage. One day, an earthquake shook the temple. The vase fell and shattered into a dozen pieces. The priest, heartbroken, collected the pieces. He could not bring himself to throw them away. Inspired by the Japanese art of kintsugi, he painstakingly repaired the vase using lacquer dusted with powdered gold. The vase was reassembled, but now it was webbed with gleaming golden seams. The cracks were not hidden, they were highlighted, illuminated, made part of the design. The vase was no longer perfect, but it held a new story. It spoke of fragility, of seismic change, of repair, of transformation. Its value increased immeasurably. Its purpose evolved from being an object of distant admiration to being a living lesson in resilience, a testament to the beauty that can emerge from breakage. We see our cracks, our failures, our traumas, our flaws, as evidence that we are broken, that we have failed our purpose. We hide our fractures, ashamed. We believe purpose belongs only to the whole, the perfect, the untarnished. But what if your purpose is not in spite of your breaks, but because of them? What if the gold of your wisdom, your compassion, your hard-won strength is meant to fuse your fractures into a map of meaning more beautiful than any original, untouched surface could ever be. Your cracks are where the light of your understanding now enters and exits. They are where others, with their own fractures, can recognize a familiar landscape. The difficult situations are the earthquakes. They are not random punishments. They are the forces that break apart our rigid, perfected identities so that a more authentic, integrated, and luminous self can be pieced together. Your purpose is to be the artisan of your own kintsugi, to repair yourself not to a former illusion of perfection, but into a work of art that proudly bears the history of its transformation. Practice the golden seam. Identify one crack in your life, a past failure, a perceived flaw, a wound. Instead of hiding it, spend a moment honoring it. Ask, what strength, what empathy, what insight has grown along this fault line? See that insight as the gold dust. Now, in a small act today, let that gold show. Perhaps your past loneliness allows you to truly see someone who is isolated. That is your golden seam, shining. Your purpose includes your breaks. Part 32, The Mirror of Still Water, Removing the Turbulence of Constant Seeking. A disciple begged his master, "Show me my true purpose. I have searched in scriptures, in service, in meditation. Please, point the way." The master led him to a tranquil pond. "Look into the water and tell me what you see," he said. The disciple peered. "I see my own agitated face, Master. I see clouds moving quickly. I see leaves disturbing the surface." "Wait," said the master. They sat for a long time in silence. The wind died. The leaves settled. The clouds passed. The water became utterly still, a perfect mirror. "Now look," the master whispered. The disciple gazed down. He saw the vast, clear blue of the sky reflected perfectly. He saw the deep green of the surrounding trees. He saw a profound, peaceful depth. His own frantic face was gone, replaced by the stillness of the heavens. "Your purpose," the master said, "is not found in the ripples of your searching. It is reflected in the stillness of your being. When the mind is agitated with, 'What should I do?' it only sees its own disturbance. When the mind settles into deep stillness, it reflects the infinite. In that reflection, you don't find your purpose. You are the clarity that holds all purpose. We churn the waters of our mind with plans, doubts, and relentless self-interrogation. We believe clarity must be achieved through more thinking, more doing, more seeking. But clarity is what remains when the seeking stops. Purpose is not an object to be seen in turbulent water. It is the quality of the water itself when it is calm. Your difficult emotions, your confusions, your anxieties, these are the winds and leaves. They are not your enemy. Your practice is not to eliminate them, but to learn to sit through the storm until the natural stillness reasserts itself. In that stillness, what is essential and true reflects back to you. From that placid center, action arises not from frantic need, but from clear, compassionate reflection of what is needed. Practice. The 2-minute pond. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Sit comfortably. Imagine your mind is that pond. For these 2 minutes, do not try to change or analyze any thought, the leaves, or feeling, the wind. Just watch them come and go. Your only job is to notice the water beneath the disturbances, the awareness that holds it all. Be the pond, not the weather. In that brief stillness, you touch the mirror-like nature of your mind, which is your fundamental purpose. Part 33, The Seed and the Season, Removing the Impatience with Growth. A gardener planted a seed for a rare Bodhi tree, the tree of awakening. He watered it daily. After a week, nothing. After a month, only soil. Impatient, he dug it up. The seed was just beginning to swell. He reburied it. A week later, he dug it up again. A tiny root had emerged, but seeing its smallness, he despaired. This will never become a great tree. My purpose in planting it is futile. He abandoned the pot. The seasons turned. Rain fell. Sun shone. Years later, walking past the neglected corner of his garden, he saw a sapling. He didn't recognize it. It had grown silently, unattended, in its own time. It became, over decades, a magnificent tree under whose shade his grandchildren played. We are the impatient gardener with our own soul seed. We plant an intention, to be kinder, to start a project, to find peace, and expect immediate, visible growth. When we don't see a full-grown tree in a season, we conclude, this is not my purpose, and dig it up. We abandon our meditation, our creative practice, our healing, because the roots are invisible and the growth is slow. But purpose, like a tree, operates on a timeline vaster than our daily anxiety. It requires seasons of unseen development. Winter, where nothing seems to happen, is as purposeful as the bursting bloom of spring. The difficult situations are the winters and storms that force roots deeper, that strengthen the trunk. Your role is not to force the bloom, but to provide consistent, gentle conditions, attention, practice, compassion, and then to trust the intelligence of the seed itself. Your purpose is the patient tending, not the frantic harvesting. Practice the seed trust. Identify one small, growing thing in your life, a new habit, a budding skill, a fragile hope. For today, do not measure it. Do not judge its progress. Simply perform one act of watering, practice for 5 minutes, read one page, offer one kind word to yourself about it. Then, let it be. Trust it to the soil of your life and the seasons of time. Your purpose is in the faithful tending, not in the constant inspection. Part 34, The Ferryman, Removing the Ownership of the Journey. A ferryman spent his life rowing travelers across a wide, treacherous river. He knew every current, every hidden rock. He took great pride in his skill, in getting people safely to the far shore, which he called enlightenment. He felt his purpose was to be the best ferryman, to own the best boat, to be recognized for his vital role. One stormy night, a desperate traveler begged for passage. The river was furious. Midway, a colossal wave swamped the boat. Both men were thrown into the raging water. The ferryman, a strong swimmer, fought with all his might against the current to save his passenger and himself. He was exhausted, failing. In his final moment of strength, he stopped fighting. He remembered the river's deeper flow, beneath the storm-tossed surface, a calm, powerful undercurrent that moved toward the far shore. He stopped trying to control the crossing and instead surrendered to that deeper flow, pulling the traveler with him. They were carried, not by his frantic effort, but by the intelligence of the river itself, washing up on the distant bank. The ferryman sat on the shore, humbled. He realized he had never truly been the one doing the crossing. He was a facilitator, a temporary guide, but the river, life itself, was the real force of passage. His purpose was not to own the journey or its outcome, but to know the river so intimately that he could align with its deeper wisdom, especially when the surface was terrifying. We think we are the ferryman who must muscle our way to our purpose through sheer willpower and control. We burn out trying to row against the current of circumstance. But your true purpose may be to develop the sensitivity to feel the deeper current. The flow of intuition, of synchronicity, of life's own intelligence, and to surrender your small efforts to it. You are not the creator of the river, you are a conscious participant in its flow. Helping others is simply helping them sense that deeper current within their own storm. Practice the deeper current. In a moment of struggle or decision today, pause. Instead of forcing an action, ask inwardly, what is the deeper current here? Listen not with your thinking mind, but with your gut, your heart. It might feel like a subtle leaning, a quiet knowing, a sense of rightness. It often feels like ease, not effort. Try aligning with that, even in a tiny way. See if the struggle lessens. Your purpose is to navigate by this deeper flow. Part 35, The Night Sky and the Single Star, Removing the Negation of the Small. A poet, seeking inspiration for a grand poem about the cosmos, lay on a hill staring at the night sky. He felt overwhelmed by its infinite vastness. My words are nothing. My single life is a flicker. What purpose can I have in the face of all this? He thought, plummeting into despair. As he lay there, a child walked by, pointed to a single, bright star, and said, "That's my star. I say goodnight to it every evening. It watches over me." The poet was struck. He shifted his gaze from the overwhelming totality to that one star. He considered its journey, its ancient light, its fixed point in the child's universe. His despair lifted. He didn't need to write a poem about the whole sky. He could write a perfect haiku about the relationship between one child and one star. That was a purpose he could fulfill, specific, heartfelt, and connected. We look at the enormity of the world's problems, the vastness of spiritual ideals, the grand legacies of others, and our own life feels like a meaningless speck. We think purpose must be cosmic, world-changing, monumental. This grandiosity paradoxically paralyzes us. But the universe is not only expressed in galaxies, it is expressed in every atom. Your purpose is not to illuminate the entire night sky. It is to be a single, authentic point of light. To shine steadily in your own orbit. To be someone's star. A consistent, reliable presence of kindness, integrity, or creativity in the smaller constellation of your family, your community, your own heart. The collective night sky needs every single, humble star to be what it is. Your small, steady light is a non-negotiable part of the magnificent whole. Practice the steady light. Choose one small, consistent practice today, something you can be like a fixed star about. It could be speaking one true sentence, doing one task thoroughly, offering one unprompted smile. Do it not for effect, but as your natural expression. Be that star. Trust that your small, consistent light is seen, is needed, and is a perfect expression of cosmic purpose on a human scale. The stories have been told. 35 mirrors, reflecting one truth. You came with a heart heavy with questions. You leave with a mind light with understanding, not because you found an answer, but because you remembered you are the answer, breathing. The purpose of life is not a problem to be solved. It is a reality to be lived. It is in the wetness of the ocean wave you are. It is in the push of the gate that was never locked. It is in the feel of the bowstring, not the bullseye. It is in the unique clay of your being meeting the need before you. It is in the full swim in your current pond. It is in the resonant silence between rings of the bell. It is in the willingness to dissolve from cloud to rain. It is in the burning of your lamp on an ordinary night. It is in the walking to the next ridge with your guide. It is in the wholeness of the uncarved, chipped block. It is in the perfect, vanishing circle drawn in water. It is in the empty cup ready for the taste of now. It is in turning from the pointing finger to see the moon. It is in being the concert hall for the symphony of life. It is in understanding the shadow as proof of your light. It is in flowing like a river, not drinking your own water. It is in placing your lantern in the collective dark. It is in chipping away the stone that isn't the dancer. It is in the conscious breath of this single step. It is in being a grateful link in the invisible weave. It is in striking the match you already hold. It is in being the host to all your inner guests. It is in playing your unfinished psalm with passion. It is in reading the book of now with curiosity. It is in being a point of light in a constellation. It is in tying strong knots in the net of connection. It is in singing with the stream's current. It is in listening to the echo of your own kindness. It is in growing unseen, sustaining roots. It is in celebrating your golden seams. It is in reflecting the sky from still water. It is in trusting the seed through all seasons. It is in surrendering to the river's deeper flow. It is in shining as a single, steady star. Why help others? Because when you are the ocean, every wave matters. When you are the net, every knot strengthens the whole. When you are the light, illumination is your nature. Separation is the illusion, connection is the reality. In helping, you are simply being true to your interconnected being. What is the real purpose that God, or life, sent us? To be the universe awake. To be the eyes through which creation sees its own beauty and its own pain. To be the hands through which it mends, creates, and comforts. To be the heart through which it loves. You are not a passive recipient of a divine plan. You are an active, conscious expression of the divine impulse itself. Why do we face difficult situations? They are not errors. They are the sacred curriculum. The storm that sinks the boat so you can feel the ocean. The locked gate that teaches you to push. The missed shot that teaches you true archery. The flood that reveals true need. The drought that drives roots deep. The breaking that allows for golden repair. The wind that stirs the water so you can value the stillness. The winter that teaches trust. The rogue wave that teaches surrender. The vast sky that teaches you the value of your small, steady light. You are here. You are alive. You are aware. That is the purpose. The rest, the doing, the helping, the creating, the loving, is just that purpose flowering in a million beautiful, temporary forms. So let the seeking end where it began, in the silent, breathless recognition of your own being. You are not on a journey to find purpose. You are purpose, on the journey of experiencing itself. Welcome home.